When I think about perspective, it reminds me of a story in Mark chapter 8 where Jesus is healing a blind man. And unlike some of the other healing stories where Jesus does things very immediate, like you go do something and there's this immediate reaction of healing, of overjoy, there's something great that has happened. The guy goes and does exactly what Jesus tells him to do, and then he comes back and he's like, all right, what do you see? They look like people, but they're trees, and I'm not quite getting the Jesus. Like, all right, well, that's 2.0. Let's go try something else. Go do it again, come back. And I don't think it's Jesus being unable to heal this guy. I think what he's trying to show is sometimes perspective shifts don't come immediately. Sometimes it comes over time, and we need a season, we need a moment where we don't quite see it fully. Like we're almost there, but Jesus still needs to do a little bit more work. And unfortunately, some of those seasons are long. We get in the season where we're like, I've almost figured this thing out about God. I almost have some kind of understanding. I almost am there, and yet we're like, but I'm not there yet. And then we go and we continue in what he's telling us to do, and then we come back and suddenly we see him for who he is. And unfortunately, you have these Pharisees that aren't there yet. They're kind of stuck in this, you have everything available to you. You have everything in front of you to where you should, like you said, you should have all this nailed down. This should be super simple. And yet they're stuck. They're not quite in that full revelation of who is standing in front of them, changing the world right before their eyes. They're really stubborn towards it, which I can only imagine would be a little frustrating for Jesus. At times being like, do you not get it? Like, you've been reading, you have the thing memorized, for crying out loud. And yet he still says the same thing to us. He's like, do you not get it yet? Like, you've been reading this for how long, and yet you still don't see me clearly. But I need him to show me every day. Lord, open my eyes to see you. And I want that really bad, but especially as we read these stories, you just see Jesus continually making himself known in ways that people did not expect him to whatsoever.